talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.
Welcome back to another episode of Caged In. I'm your host, Chris DiCarlo. Today we got a very special guest making his return to the show. It's my guy, Jay Curley. How we doing today, brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I know you got a big fight coming up, CTFC66, where you're fighting for the amateur welterweight title over there. Title holder
Yes,
Ozzy
sir.
Martin, going down July 20th at Plymouth Memorial Hall. Before we get into that one, man, it's been a little bit since we spoke, so I do want to play a little bit of catch up. We haven't talked since your last fight, and there's
Yes,
been a lot
sir.
that's happened in between, man. So let's just jump right into it. I know you are a collegiate wrestler over at Roger Williams University. You finished up your season and everything, man. So how was the season for you and the boys, and then how'd you do individually as well?
Well, as far as me and the boys go, I've never seen my boys go that hard before. We got a new wrestling room this season that we got to use up because we usually rolled the mats out in the gym, but now we got our own wrestling room, so it's like our own sanctuary, and it's a lot hotter in there and it's a lot more intense in there, and so then the guys end up working way harder, and we were breaking ourselves in there every single day. I've never seen a group of guys work that hard collectively, probably since high school with my high school team, and I love to see it. A lot of guys really showed out, and individually I did very well. I ended up placing third at the Northeast Regional Tournament, which means that I qualified for nationals, which I went to Wisconsin and I didn't really get the job done. I went 0-2. I faced two really good wrestlers. The first kid that I wrestled ended up making it to the national championship finals, and he lost. It got second in the country, but those are the kind of guys that, if you're going to take the L, I mean, it's not the worst, but
Right.
it's also, those are the kind of guys that I still want to be able to beat, and the guys that I think that I'm on the same level as. So,
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, congratulations on the success. Do you have more time over there at Roger Williams? Are you done? Did you graduate? How much time do you got left?
So I do have a few courses to finish up, a few credits to collect, but it is looking like I'm going to wrestle another season, and so if it's possible, I'm going to do it. There's a few rules that might allow me to, because I've only wrestled 3 college wrestling seasons, so I'm going to try to get that 4th one done.
There you go, man. That's awesome.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get into your last fight, man. It was at Cage Titans 61. You went in there versus Tim Melvin, who was 2-0 at the time. You finished
sir.
him in the 3rd round, TKO via corner stoppage. How did you feel about your performance that night overall, man?
There's good and there's bad. I feel like, honestly, it was good just to get another fight out there, get some more experience. And it was also good to realize the things that I wasn't doing right. Obviously, I wasn't being very accurate or precise. I was obviously way more physical than him and way more athletic, but technically I just need to sharpen my technique, because I feel like I'm going to be more athletic than just about anybody I'm going to fight, especially at the amateur level. So as long as I can sharpen my techniques, that was kind of what I saw as a downfall. I didn't even really think, at the time I thought it was my gas tank, and I was really frustrated maybe that I wasn't in good enough shape, but it was more just, anybody would be tired after doing something like that. I kind of just, let it all loose and just, overexerted myself in the first few.
Yeah, man. At the end of the 1st round, you were landing some really heavy ground and pound. I saw the ref taking a real close look there. Did you feel like he was going to jump in there and stop it? And is that why you kind of let it all fly in the end of the 1st?
Definitely, dude. Yeah, like the first set of ground and pound that I really started working on, I broke his orbital on the first hammer fist, and he made a loud noise or something, and I kind of got distracted for a sec. I thought the ref, and I don't know, in the moment I thought the ref was like about to step in, so I looked up and then I just looked back down and kept going to work and kept hitting him and thought that it would get the job done, but I guess it didn't. Some of the guys thought I wasn't landing, some did think I was landing. I probably landed some of them, but I didn't know. I mean, it felt like they wanted me to like kill the guy or something. So I just kept, I just kept going on,
I hear you, man. You ultimately end up get the stoppage in the 3rd round. How did it feel to go out there versus a 2-0 amateur fighter who had 2 finishes on his record, and you went out there and finished him the way that you did? How did that feel to get that win there?
It was honestly, it was more relieving than anything, because I know that he's 2-0, and he works really hard, and he's a very talented kid, and he had some good wins, but I expected myself to win. My team expected me to win. Everyone around me expected me to win. So it was just a relief kind of to get that out of the way.
For sure, man. Looking back on your performance, I know you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but looking back on that fight, is there anything that you wish you did differently?
Yeah, I definitely wish that I stayed more focused. I think that I kind of got wrapped up in like I definitely had way too much fun. And I
Hmm.
definitely am in that, everyone's in here to have some fun, but at the same time we got a job to do. And I think that I kind of let the goal get away from me. And you know, about halfway through the fight, probably halfway through the second round, I realized like I definitely need to start putting some legitimate work in right now towards a finish. And it just I kind of felt like it fell into my lap. It was kind of an awkward moment, that finish, because I landed like one ground and pound strike after getting a takedown, and then it was over. So I was like, I mean, if that's
Yeah.
where you want to end it, I guess I would have ended it, a long time ago if I were you. But I guess if you want to end it right there, it's good by me.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, let's get into your training camp a little bit. I know you train primarily at BTT Taunton. That's where you're at right now. And you're over there at Mom's Basement MMA. What does each of these gyms bring to your game? And then how have you been able to blend the two styles together?
So at BTT Taunton, we get some really hard, strict jiu-jitsu rounds, and I think this is definitely the best jiu-jitsu gym in New England. So I'm very grateful to be able to get the rounds in here with guys like JoJo, Colin Silva, and even some of those Mom's Basement guys come up here. Jack Congdon was up here for his last camp a little bit for his Pierre's camp. And we've just been getting a lot of stuff in, dude. A lot of different kind of looks in, a lot of different grappling looks. And at Mom's Basement, he's got the cage down there, and we do a lot more of the pretty much everything besides jiu-jitsu. We kind of mix everything together at Mom's Basement, whereas here it's a lot more strictly jiu-jitsu. But wherever I'm going, I'm trying to, put as much work in as possible, whether it's at Mom's Basement or BTT. I kind of rolled right into from my wrestling season to here. So, to me, there is no camp. I'm just training, man. I've just been training these past few years, and I haven't really stopped. So I'm ready to keep going.
There you go, man. And you have multiple training partners that you train with on the daily that are also going to be on this Cage Titan 66 card. You know,
Sure.
like Gianetti, you got Valdina, you got Joe P. How does it feel, working with those guys as you guys all work together in the same camps to get ready for a common goal on the same day?
I mean, it's awesome. I mean, as much as this is an individual sport and like guys are going in there for their own fight, it brings more of a team aspect to everything. Having a fight on the same night as guys like JoJo, guys like Joe Poirier, Valdina, possibly Colin Silva. I don't really know.
Hmm.
I've heard that he might be trying to get on this card, but any of those guys, I love. It's a big. It's good to have the support because you're all supporting each other. You don't feel like you're in there alone when you've got multiple guys that you train with there fighting as well.
100%, man. And who will we see in your corner on July 20th? I know, like you said, you're at both camps. Are you going to have like a mixture of both teams there in your corner on July 20th?
Yeah, I'm looking to have Jair, Tyler, and Connor Matthews in my corner,
Nice, man. Can't
similar
go
to
wrong
last
there.
time. Yeah,
There
yeah,
you go. Let's get into it, man. The reason we're here, Cage Titans 66. You're going in there versus the Cage Titans amateur welterweight champion Ozzy Martin, who is currently 3-1. Cage Titans has been promoting this fight just as hard as they've been promoting the main event and the co-main event. Man, does that add any added pressure to you, given the magnitude and the promotion that this fight's been getting?
I mean, kind of. I mean, this is just what I expected. I mean, this is definitely more of your average MMA experience, I guess. The other two is more testing the waters, but now, I think this is more where I'm going to prove that I belong here at Cage Titans, and I take that pressure and I eat it up, use it as fuel.
Of course, man. Let's get into the matchup. You're taking on Ozzy Martin. What do you know about him as an opponent, man? And then how do you feel about his game?
I know he's a KO artist. He likes to strike. He's knocked he knocked that one kid out in one of his Cage Titans fights. He got that TKO finish his last fight. Threw some good hands against Brody, but I mean, he says that he works his grappling. I haven't seen any grappling in his fights, and as we know, I'm a grappler, and I think that I think my best thing is better than his best thing. I think my wrestling is better than his striking, so I think that's why I'm going to win the fight.
There you go. And stylistically, when you break it down skill for skill, where do you see yourself having the biggest advantages? I know you mentioned the wrestling. Anything else there besides just that?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think I'm more athletic. He's a tough kid for sure, but when it comes down to it, I haven't stopped training for years, man. I've been at this thing since I was 11 years old, man, wrestling every single day. I've wrestled thousands of matches, man. I've competed man-to-man many times, and he's 3-1. I don't really know too much about his past. Maybe he's competed in jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai striking or something here and there, but I doubt he's competed man-to-man as many times as I have. And a lot of these athletes, that I've wrestled against even this past season are very sharp athletes that I think some of them, might have even been more athletic than Ozzy. So that definitely brings some confidence to my game.
For sure. And this one's being billed as, a classic striker versus grappler matchup. You mentioned it a little bit earlier as well. Are you expecting Ozzy's grappling to be more improved than what he's shown on tape? And should he be expecting your striking to be more improved than what's shown on your tape as well?
Yeah, I think that for sure, both of us have been working on our counterparts as much as we've been, I've been working my wrestling still. Working my wrestling, working everything, and I bet he's doing the same thing. As much as he wants to work his wrestling, he's probably still in there working his striking just as much. And, I feel like we're both so deep in each of our games that I doubt we're going to stray far from each one. I don't think that he's going to be able to catch up to my level of wrestling. He can go in there and, practice whatever kind of techniques he wants to, but it's never going to make up for the years of experience that I have,
For sure, man. And all in all, man, what can the fans at Plymouth Memorial Hall expect from Jay Curley versus Ozzy Martin once you guys get into that cage on July 20th?
You know the answer to that, Chris, man. Violence like usual, man. Just violence, Probably both ways, man. He's probably going to be my most violent opponent so far, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. This is the fight I've been looking for my whole life. It's a dream to be able to fight a kid like this on a card like this, on a night like that, in a place like that. Everything's adding up, man. I love it. The stars are aligning for me, no matter what.
Yes, sir, man. I think I can speak for myself and everybody else inside Plymouth Memorial Hall when I say that we are very excited for this matchup. I think we got two of the best welterweights, if not the two best welterweights in New England, going head-to-head on July 20th, man. I can't be more excited for this fight. You always bring out a large crowd to Plymouth, man. Can we expect an even larger Jay Curley fan base coming through?
I don't know for sure yet. I don't want to, jinx anything, but I sold some more shirts this time, and I sold way more shirts than last time. So let's hope those people show out, and we'll see what happens.
There you go, man. Jay, I appreciate the time as always, brother. Before I let you go, where can the people come find you on social media? And if you have anybody else you need to shout out, man, this is your time.
Everyone can find me on social media by just my first and last name, Jaden Curley, on everything. And, Instagram, Facebook is usually what I use. But shout out to my sponsors. That's Oddfellows Barber and GG Fades, DG Construction, First Team New England, Two Fight Bros, and New England Pressure Pros. Those guys have, always got my back and supported me through this fight camp, giving me everything that I need to succeed. And shout out to my friends and family because, those guys are the 508 Fight Club that keep me motivated, keep me going, and, they expect me to succeed, so I could never let those guys down.
There you go, man. Jay, I appreciate your time as always, brother. Best of luck on July 20th. I'll see you inside the building, and have a good rest of your night, man. I'll let you get back to it.
I appreciate you, Chris. Have a good one.
Down for the count and he can't even talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.